I've just got 3 things to say.
God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
There's just something about the windows being down, your hair flying in the wind, foot on the gas pedal, and the potential of a perfect weekend road trip that can cure just about any summertime sadness. One of the reasons I think van life is just so perfect for me is that I love driving, I love car karaoke, and I love good views, even the ones I've seen a million times here where I grew up in the backcountry of Pennsylvania. Though before we get too far into this video, I would like to confess I don't know much about racing. I know Derek Zoolander would be a terrible race car driver because he can only turn right. I know Lightning McQueen was the rightful winner of the Piston Cup over Chick Hicks, and I know Ricky Bobby is one of the most iconic racers of our time, and as of this moment, that about sums up all I know. Oh, well that could have just wrecked the whole weekend. I feel like they're testing out my driving skills before they let me go out there. Place is truly in the middle of nowhere. And let me tell you, I am now certain I would not make a very good race car driver. It's kind of like how people always say there should be one regular person competing in the Olympics. That way when we sit on our couch and we watch, we're reminded that sports are much harder to do than they look. And so now that I've struggled just to get to the racetrack here in the backcountry, I already have more respect and appreciation for the drivers who'll be taking on the Tricky Triangle this weekend. Because yes, Pocono Raceway is home to the legendary Tricky Triangle. This refers to the shape of the track that has only 3 turns instead of 4. Oh my gosh, it is huge. And their NASCAR Cup Series has sold out for 3 consecutive years and produced some of their largest crowds in history. But even crazier than that, this year they reported their largest camping attendance in history, and their infield was sold out yet again. If you're unfamiliar, NASCAR is easily the best sport for van lifers and camping enthusiasts because you can actually camp out for 5 days in the middle of the racetrack with hundreds of other fans for one giant non-stop tailgating party. They have concerts, food trucks, fireworks, and so much more. But it does all come at a cost. When I bought my ticket back in May, the RV infield was already sold out, but that wouldn't have meant I couldn't have camped with an RV. I could have just parked outside of the track as they still had those spots open. There just were none left in the infield. Well, that was easy. But since my van is the size of a normal car, I was actually able to just buy an infield tent camping spot for even cheaper, and then I could just sleep in my van in the tent spot. I paid $314 for 5 nights of camping from 12 o'clock on Thursday, June 19th to Monday, June 23rd in the morning at about 10 a.m. Keep momentum. Keep momentum. Oh! The camping spot also came with 2 included Paddock Plus passes, which we used as our tickets instead of paying more money to sit in the stands. And my final expense was that I also paid $55 for an RE scanner. So in total this weekend, I spent $369, which in my opinion for a campground for 5 nights, plus NASCAR tickets, showers, on-site RV mechanics, parties, concerts, dog parks, and even more, that just seems like a pretty good deal, especially if you're a NASCAR fan. Though obviously if you're doing van life to budget, maybe not so much. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful! There are so many RVs here. Okay, I have the lowest priced ticket. Holy moly. Macaroni and cheese balls. This place is packed. On the website, in like the frequently asked questions, it said that 12 o'clock was the worst time to get here. It's when everyone gets here, that it's just so packed. So I didn't come at 12 o'clock. I'm not sure if I regret that. Partly because I'm sure by not getting here at 12 I didn't get the best spot. Also, you probably can hear a dog barking. The only NASCAR track with a dog bark, which is pretty cool. I don't have a dog, but cool, I guess. It is crazy. I can only imagine if this is the Poconos, imagine Daytona or like Talladega or like Indianapolis. All right, I'm going towards tents, he said. Which way? I don't know. Looking back, I think I got the best spot I could have gotten for tent camping, and I don't regret arriving a little later on Thursday, even though a lot of the spots were already filled. The tent camping is pretty much right smack in the middle anyway, so no matter where I was, I don't think I would have gotten much of a better view. I'm really glad I took the first left and parked more in the infield than in the tent area to the right that's near the dog park and the playground, because it's closer to the playground and the kids' activity center, so I guess I'm just recommending that if you come here and you're tent camping, go right if you have a kid and go left if you don't want to be surrounded by kids. It was so awesome to see so many kids out on bikes and playing and hanging out all weekend. I think this is such a perfect spot for families to come, and if they live nearby, even make it into an annual thing. Do you guys know if I can park here? Okay, thank you. I keep getting nervous because this is my very first time ever going to a NASCAR race, and so we're kind of figuring out how this works together. If it rains really bad, I'm gonna be really happy for the traction boards because I would get stuck in this dirt so easy. Alright, so we've determined I'm never going to be a professional race car driver because I do not handle stress well or high intensity driving situations. Yeah. But you know, we made it. We're at the Pocono Raceway. It's so much bigger than I thought it was going to be.
Sorry, my football ended up under your car.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's...
Please pretend like you don't see the mess. If you've watched my channel before, you might know I am still pretty much in the middle of a van build. Worst case scenario. I guess not worst case. One of the bumps must have knocked this over and all of this water spilled out everywhere. And of course, right next to it was my power station. So I hope this is really as waterproof as they say it is. Dang. Okay, just gonna... That was not the only problem. Oh my gosh, okay. This all did well the last time that I drove, but I just think the driving was different. Like, these roads were much bumpier. Also, these are soaked. And that has to do with the air conditioner. The air conditioner, they didn't tell me about like condensation and stuff when I got it installed, and now, chaos. But we don't have time for that right now. So I'm just gonna clean up the majority of it, make sure nothing's hurt, and get back out there. Also, I'm officially starting the weekend at 99% battery. Hopefully, I'll be able to make it last. I brought 2 different power stations as backups because I'm kind of just testing out the electrical system still, and I think having these small trips has been very helpful for that, but I just wanted to have peace of mind as well. So. They sent us these wristbands in the mail that we're supposed to wear around the track all weekend, and thankfully I've been at my parents' house working on the van build, otherwise I wouldn't have had anywhere else to ship these to, which can be a sucky thing about being a van lifer because these took 2 weeks to show up, so I do wonder if I could have called the track and had them left them at will call or something like that. So unfortunately, on this trip I came to realize that when I installed my slide-out table to the bottom of my bed, I did not account for the height of my fold-up e-bike, so now my bike doesn't fit on the slide-out tray that I made just for my bike. I had to like tilt it and shove it in the trunk area, and I may end up removing the bike rack altogether, or maybe not even bringing the bike at all. But honestly, I'm just getting burnt out on this van build. I messaged a company recently to see if I could kind of cheat on my van build and just buy a kitchen unit. It's one of the only big 3 projects I have left, but they quoted me $5,500 for one kitchen cabinet, which has me thinking I might just travel for a while and wait for some motivation to come back, because who on earth is paying almost $6,000 for a small kitchen? I will say though, even this weekend is a nice motivation builder to get back packed the van build because I ended up having one of the coolest weekends that I will never forget. Right now, we're doing what is called a track walk, which is where everyone who's in the Infield camping can go walk, bike, scooter, skateboard, roller skate around the iconic Tricky Triangle. I even saw a little kid with a tiny motor car doing donuts. This was possibly the highlight of my whole weekend. I put headphones on and blasted iconic racing songs like Life is a Highway and just went as fast as my bike could go. It was pretty packed when it first opened at about 6 p.m., but it did eventually get pretty empty, and then I felt like I was just flying around the track by myself. It was so magical. And I would be able to show you more of that if someone hadn't stolen my Insta360 camera 2 nights from now. So all I have left is half of the footage from my first lap around the track. And editing this part of the video took me so long because each time I saw my camera in the background or thought about all the footage I was missing, my heart just felt crushed. As I was falling in love with NASCAR and the race and the atmosphere, I really wanted to make the perfect video I could send off to Daytona and hopefully convince them to give me media credentials for that race as well. So I just had such high hopes, and this video felt so important to me. And I mean, I was also robbed, so it just felt very violating. I really want to be the kind of person who takes problems in strides and acknowledges when there's nothing I can do to make things better, and then just to be peaceful and move on. And I think sometimes I can be. I mean, a gallon of water spilled over at my floor and next to a power station while I was driving, and I just put a towel on the floor, moved on, and I haven't thought about it since. But there are some things that just stick a little harder, partially because it's going to cost me another $600 to replace and rebuy the same camera, and I'm going to never be able to get any of that footage back, but I digress. See, I'm doing it again. I'm having a hard time letting this one go. But I just had to keep reminding myself all weekend that I couldn't control the situation, but I could control my attitude about the situation. And I had to decide if I was going to let the rest of my weekend be ruined and sit in that sadness, or I could choose to find joy in the places that it bloomed all around me. Because there are plenty of things we can't control in this life, but our emotions and our responses are one of the few things no one else can choose or define for us. As Dale Earnhardt said, you can't let one bad moment spoil a bunch of good ones. And in auto racing, you win some, you lose some, and you wreck some. The wheels ain't been knocked off my car yet, so I will stop being a downer now because this was so freaking cool. We were standing on the finish line, people brought Sharpies to sign their name, and some people even shotgunned beers right over the finish line. I really did not think the weekend could get better than this. And yet, somehow, it actually does. This view kind of reminds me of that one opening scene in Cars.
You got that, Rod!
I did not know I was going to love that much. It was one of my favorite things I've done in so long. Honestly, if they had weeks I could just come and do that, like I could pay to just do that, or I could just, like they were like, oh, we're canceling the race, we're just gonna have, you know, track walks. I'd be like, there, sold. That was euphoric.
Man, I always had stories about the city life and the crazy nights. Figure I should probably give it a try. Maybe check it out, see what it's all about. But the traffic was fast and the money was slow. The people I met you never get to know. I kinda miss this place I used to live back home. 'Cause up here it's breakneck, paycheck, rat race, what's next? I'm tired of feeling like a small fish in a big pond. I think I'll go back where I came from, where everybody knows my name. My friends are still the same. I guess the slow life ain't just right, like a bonfire.
I'm not used to feeling safe when I keep my door open. I'm used to always having it closed, always being neurotic. I've never really sat outside my van with a lawn chair before. This is all really nice. It's a mix from my usual stealth camping for sure. When I came in, they gave me this cute little bag. Oh. So this one's an ad for mobile RV medics, and you can actually get your RV fixed while you're here. Like, they will come to your spot and repair your RV, which is pretty cool. Will they finish building my van? Can they do that? What is the price for that? So they have free shuttles every day. They have ice you can buy, they have free showers, and they have water and sewage you can get. I believe they also have propane fill-ups. And this is a beautiful map. I almost want to hang it up right here. Alright, I think I might make a quick dinner and call it a night because tomorrow's going to be a pretty big day. Not to sound super lame right now, but I feel like this is one of those magical, pure moments in life where everything just feels right and good, and it's like, this is what living is, this is what it's about, this is what I've been working on this van build for. Like, I'm sitting here doing my job, doing work, but I can see the top of the building where the finish line is, and I can see the giant American flag waving in the wind. I can see all these campers and the fires and the families hanging out, and I can hear the band, and the stage is actually really close to where I parked, and it just feels magical and right, and it's like, this is what life's supposed to feel like. There is just one thing that keeps sitting in my brain, which is that I grew up really close to here, and I never came here, you know, and it's just a reminder that there's really cool, exciting things to do in your own backyard if you look and you have faith in your hometown. And I know, you know, maybe you're thinking like, not my hometown, trust me, but that's what I thought. I had a really similar thought when I visited Scranton, Pennsylvania and did my office vlog. And I just kept thinking, like, this has been here the whole time? I live in a cool place? What? Pennsylvania is cool? But like, people are cool. And so anywhere you have people, you're gonna have interesting, cool, exciting things. Says the deep introvert.